For our final project, we got assigned the New York City Water Tunnel number 3. My name is Wyatt Bilby, and my partner's name is Adam, and we're going to present to you today about New York City Water Tunnel number 3. So the way we set up our presentation is we just have the general requirements we had for our paper, and we kind of separated them out, and we're going to divulge deeper into each individual thing. So for our table of contents, we have our who, our what, our when, where, why, and how, and then our references on the last side.
I'm Adam Molenkamp, and this is my turn. The who part of the presentation. The New York Department of Environmental Protection oversees the completion of the New York City Water Tunnel. The New York City Department of Environmental Protection's main project is to protect public health, critical quality of life issues, and environment of supplying clean drinking water, collecting and treating wastewater, and reducing air, noise, and hazardous materials pollution. The New York City Department of Environmental Protection has over 1,400 current projects.
All right, now what? What is the New York City Water Tunnel number 3? The New York City Water Tunnel number 3 is actually one of 3 total water tunnels in New York City. They provide the city with connection to clean, complete water, and have a complete water supply to the entire city. The water tunnel number 3 has been set up into 4 different stages. Stage 1 was first authorized in 1954, but it really didn't start until 1970. Stage 1 is 13 miles long, and it spans from the Hillview Reservoir all the way down to Central Park. Starts up here, moves all the way down. As you can see, that's a picture of Hillview Reservoir, and you can actually see a little bit of the water tunnel starting up there. And then this is a picture of Central Park. It's actually very deep under Central Park, so you cannot see anything, but it is there. Stage 2 of the third tunnel is divided into even further into sections, and it's 2 different sections: the Brooklyn-Queens sections and the Manhattan section. All right, section 1 of stage 2 is the Brooklyn-Queens section. It's 10 miles long and runs from Red Hook to the Richmond Tunnel, which actually leads out to Staten Island. Section 2 is the Manhattan section, and it runs 9 miles long, and it runs from Central Park, where section 1 ends, and it snakes all the way around to 59th Street, all right here. As you can see, this is the stage 1 section, and this is the stage 2. Stage 3. So there is technically 4 stages, but stage 3 has actually been turned into its own project called the Kinskoke City Tunnel. And this is a picture of the Kinskoke Reservoir, and this is where it starts. We're not going to go into any further detail because it is part of it, but it's really not what we were assigned to do. Stage 4. Stage 4 is the last final stage of the project, and it actually has not been started yet. This project has been going on for well over 50 years, and it's going to continue to go on over the next 5 to 6 years, even longer maybe, depending on what they run into. But since they haven't started, there's not much visuals of it, so this is just a running to show the city tunnel number 3 compared to like city tunnel number 1, and it just shows what a section cut of the city might look like in comparison to the water tunnels.
The wind stage for the New York City Tunnel number 3. It started in 1970. It's expected to be finished in 2026, but there's no definite time frame for it to be done. There can be many different complications across the construction phase, so this could go on for longer than they expect. Where? The water tunnel is located in New York City. It's the water tunnel number 3. It spans across a large amount of New York City. Why? Why was New York City Water Tunnel number 3 created? The New York City Water Tunnel number 3 provides New York City with a third connection to its upstate water supply. The tunnel also serves as a backup to 1 and 2 if 1 and 2 had complications along the way and ended up failing, or something was wrong and it needed repaired. New York City Water Tunnel 3 also allows for maintenance and cleaning of the other 2 tunnels.
The New York City Water Tunnel number 3 was created using a mixture of tunnel boring techniques and blasting techniques. The image on the right is of a tunnel bore, and the image on the left is of a blasting technique they use when digging these tunnels. Tunnel blasting is the controlled use of explosives and other methods such as gas pressure blasting and pyrotechnics to break rock for excavation. As you can see in the image below, there's an 8-step process by which a construction crew would go about blasting out a tunnel. It's very dangerous and can cause many injuries and, if not done properly, even death. Now, tunnel boring. Tunnel boring is digging a tube-like passage through the earth using a machine called a tunnel bore. It is much safer, albeit it's not a crazy amount safer just because it's underground, with cave-ins being very, very possible, and it's very, very tough when making these tunnels. But it is, in fact, much safer than blowing up the rock that they are trying to excavate out. For the how section, the New York City Water Tunnel number 3 has impacted today's society greatly. The cost of this water tunnel has cost up to now over $6 billion, which is insane for a single project. One big thing that could happen if, say, all of the tunnels failed, New York City Water Tunnel, supplies a lot of water to residents in New York City. Well, if, say, it becomes obsolete and you can't use it anymore, millions of residents would be without accessible water, which is a huge problem. On top of that, one of the better things about the New York City Water Tunnel number 3 is, like we stated before, there are 2 other tunnels. There's the Water City Tunnel number 1 and number 2. They supply a lot of the main water to the residents in New York City, but say they both were needed maintenance, or they both broke and got shut down. Well, New York City Water Tunnel 3 is large enough that it could reach nearly everyone in New York City and be able to completely supply the city with water. And it could maybe not be able to run on and that for a long time, but it would definitely be able to do it for a while. These are our references, and now, if you have any questions concerning this project, feel free to ask.